This is the checkpoint for shaft direction at the top. So what is it measuring? It's measuring how the club relates to the intended target line at the top. So our target line is measured here by our switchblade, and how the club shaft relates to that intended target line. So if you notice, I've got a alignment rod behind me. So that's to help you see that that's basically what it's trying to match. So if it matched that alignment rod behind me, that would be 0. If it went like this, that would be called inside. This would be called outside, or in other words, across the line or laid off. So those are different ways to measure what your shaft is doing at the top, and obviously the more you are at 0, the easier it is to bring it down on plane as you're working on your swing or helping other people work on their swings. Okay, what seems to be the problem?
I'm really just so inconsistent. It's just going every place. Just not hitting it very solid.
Okay. All right, well, let me watch you hit a couple, and then we'll see if we find anything. Okay, let me see one more. Yeah. Well, let me show you what the SkyPro's showing us. So you notice we got an alert in the shaft direction at the top. So what it's telling us is that it's 31 degrees inside, or very inside. So defining what inside means is where you were, the more the shaft went this way, the more inside it would be. So extremely inside, and then a little inside would be like that, and that would be 0.
Okay, so that
Okay, so that basically
so
that.
It's saying what?
The club is off plane at the top. So anytime you're off plane, then you have to return to on plane, and that requires timing.
Okay.
So if we get you at the top a little bit more on plane, which will you to feel a little bit flatter at the top,
Okay.
then that means you have less timing and you'll stay on that plane better.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try that. Go to the top, and I want you to actually feel the opposite of what you were doing. So this is inside, and get you a little bit more outside.
Wow.
Yeah. So feel like it's just a little bit more, they call it laid off, or flatter at the top.
Where do you want it?
Well, ideally, yeah, you just want it to be about right there. So this would point to the original target line that you're hitting off of, which would be about right there. There you go. That's it, shaft direction at the top. There you go.
Wow.
What'd that feel like?
That's crazy.
All right. Well, let me show you what that looked like. So as we looked at the two different swings, that was the original shaft direction at the top.
Yeah.
Which we can tell is 31 degrees. And then as we went to the second one, it was 7 degrees outside. So you improved by quite a bit. So that's what you need to feel to get back to that. 7 degrees outside is good. I'd say anything fairly close to 0 is on plane. 0 would be perfect. But you could still feel it a little flatter.